Hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I came to talk to you today. Is that okay? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So today I'm going to be focusing in on your finances, money, and how you can cut back and save money. Because we all need to do that because we never know when the rainy day is coming, right? And it is coming. Okay? All right, so let's get started. Rent. You might want to consider dividing your rent into weekly payments, okay? And you may say, okay, well, I only get paid once a month. All right, then still pay that month and then figure out how you can pay a little extra each month, so that by maybe the third or fourth month you don't have to pay rent and you can catch up on other bills. A little extra will go a long way towards the future. Rent, because rent is one of the or mortgage is one of the biggest expenses we have, and so we have to figure out how to cut that down in little bites so that we are not broke on the first because we had to pay rent and then have to wait until the next week or whenever you get some more money. Okay? Break it down into portions. And if your landlord doesn't want to accept it in portions, no problem. Just get a bank check and fill it out and hold it, and then at the first of the month they can get all of that. Okay, how about that? Okay, all right. Car note, same problem, another big expense. Break that down to weekly if you can. If you get paid weekly, break it down weekly. If you get paid bi-weekly, do that. If you get paid monthly, do that. Okay, and again, pay a little extra so that you can get a break in between some months. Okay, I know also I inquired recently with my car insurance company, and they said that I can get a discount if I pay it all for the year. Okay, well, that's a large sum for me to pay for the whole year. But what I thought I could do was maybe pay on it, like I'm telling you, a little extra each time so that I can reap some benefits at the end and have maybe 1 or 2 months that I don't pay. Okay? Or if you run into a snag or an emergency and you've paid ahead, maybe you could not have to worry about paying the car insurance or the car note that month because you're ahead. Okay? All right. Food. Buying food. You know, if you go to the grocery store and you get your meat and your groceries at the same time, that's where the expense is pretty high. But if you decide that the first part of the month or whatever time of the month you want to make it, you're going to buy just your meats, okay? And then that next week you can buy the groceries for the next 3 weeks. And then that way it helps you to buy your meat in bulk and save your money that way, okay? Rather than trying to get smaller packages, because now you got to get groceries with that, and so you can't save or get ahead. So buying bulk really works because it cuts down the month cost per pound, and you have the meat available in your house already. And maybe it's some weeks that you wouldn't have to go to the grocery store at all because you have it on hand. Okay? All right. For any bill that you have taken directly out of your checking account, like your cell phone bill or I don't know, whatever bills that you may have directly taken out of your account, that's good. But the problem is if you have the type of checking account that they allow you to go over so much money, that could really set you up for failure, because now you owe the bank excess money that you didn't really have because you have this overdraft protection. That's a real problem. And if you can't come up with the money, now they hit you with all these fees. So I would suggest that you get a vanilla Visa prepaid card, and it costs $5.95 one-time fee, and pay all of those things out of there. That way there's no running over. You don't have to worry about the bank fee and none of that, because it's on that card. The money you put is on that card, and when that goes, the bell will go off, because it will say insufficient funds when you get ready to use it, and then you'll know that you need to save up for that. So that's another thing that you can save towards each week, okay, is that expense, but put it all on that card. Then the bank overdraft protection, I wouldn't do that if I was you, because it allows you to spend what you don't have. It's sort of like a loan, an illegal loan, basically, okay? And loans is hard to catch up with. So I wouldn't have the overdraft protection. Me, myself, I don't have the overdraft protection. I like to know when I go to the register, if I don't have it, it says decline. That's fine with me, because then I can have a choice whether I want to transfer some over from my savings account, which I check all of that before I even go in any store in the first place. I call the 1-800 number or go on my phone and check that, so that I know what time of day it is, and I write each balance down, so that when I get in the store and I'm getting all happy shopping and everything, I can look and see what my buying power is. So those are things that I would consider. Not having the overdraft protection, and checking your balances before you do any shopping or spending. Okay? Okay. Now, okay, so I talked about that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is your medication, your co-payments for medicine, which could be pretty high, because you know, some medicines is cheap, other medicines is through the roof, and you never know which one is which until you get there and you get a surprise, especially if you got a new prescription and you never got it before, so you really don't know what that's going to cost. So if you get to the pharmacy and they say, I don't know, I'm giving you an example now, okay? Oh, this medicine costs $50 copay. Well, right then and there, you can just tell the pharmacy, no, I'm going to have to call my doctor, and they're going to have to write another prescription that doesn't cost $50, because $50 added onto your budget monthly is quite a bit of money. You know what I mean? That could really add up. And then sometimes that medicine doesn't work, and they'll say, oh, okay. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. So, yeah, I was talking about the medicine and also doctor's visits. You know, a doctor may say, okay, well, come back, let me check on that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you have to pay a co-payment for each time. Well, maybe you have another appointment coming up that you can just tie that all in together to save yourself on some of these co-payments. Because, you know, sometimes we have to think, you know, is it an emergency? Is it necessary? And if not, you can put this stuff off. Okay? Alright, so I've talked enough on this first video, and you can tune on to part 2 for the next video. And I want to thank you for over 11,000 subscribers. Yay! Give yourself a hand. And I would like to thank you in advance for sharing the videos. You guys have really done a marvelous, marvelous job doing that. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the donations. Okay, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share the video. I'll talk to you on the next round, okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.